Okay, now I need for all the moms to sit. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. That was pretty neat, wasn't it, about having all the moms to stand up and talking to them about Mother's Day and how important today is. And I want each one of you guys to think about one person in your life, other than Jesus, that has spent lots of time helping you and caring for you. Who would that be?
Your mother and father.
Who is it?
Mother and father.
Your mom, right, your mother and your father. And today we're going to talk in particular about mothers because it's Mother's Day. All right? The Bible has lots of stories about honoring our mothers. And in fact, it's one of the commandments that we're supposed to honor our mothers and our fathers. And I want to share a couple of stories with you about two incredible moms and how they showed that a mother's love never stops. Okay? And the first story that I'm going to talk to you about comes from Exodus 2, 1 through 10. And it's about a mother whose name was Jochebed. And she had a son, and his name was Moses. And so there had been this law that the king of Egypt had said that all the male babies had to be put to death, had to die. So how many males do we have up here with us? Brody and Jack? Two. All right, Jack, will you come over here and sit with Brody? Oh, who? Bob? Okay, so all of us on this side of the room are safe. But these two over here, bad things are going to happen to them because they're babies, male babies. So Jochebed, Moses' mom, was so sad because her little boy was going to have to be put to death. So what she did is she put baby Moses, this is baby Moses, in a basket. And the basket that she put him in was a special basket, and it would hold water, so water wouldn't seep through the basket. So she puts baby Moses in the basket, and she puts him in the Nile River. So the baby's floating down the Nile River. Now, at that time, everybody thought that the Nile River has special powers, okay? And it was a special place to be because everything was provided for from the Nile River. So baby Moses is floating down the Nile River, and he comes across a princess that happened to be bathing at the Nile River. And she saw this basket floating, and she heard this baby crying, and she took the baby out, and she saw him, and she said, wow, what a special little baby. But he was a baby boy, and her dad was the king who had made the rule that said all baby boys had to be put to death. So she knew that her dad would be very disappointed with her and upset if she kept this baby. But she knew it was the right thing to do. So she called for one of the folks, one of the ladies who worked with her in the palace. And guess who that was? It was Moses' mom, Jochebed. Remember, she was the one who put baby Moses in the basket? So the princess said, I need for you to care for this baby, and I want you to treat him like he's your very own. Well, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Because this was her very own baby. So she was able to watch baby Moses grow and become an adult, and she was able to share his life with him. And the princess didn't even know that she was giving baby Moses back to his mom. So his mom not only, his mom not only saved him from death, but she prepared him for great things as he grew up. So that's one story of one mom in the Bible that I thought was pretty incredible. And there's a second story of a mom that I want to share with you, who also had a baby. Now, she didn't quite put the baby in the basket. I don't have room for my basket. She didn't put the baby in the basket, but this mom, and our story comes from Luke 1:26 through 56. How many people remember who Mary was? And whose baby she had? Or who was the baby that she had?
Jesus.
Jesus, right. Mary was another pretty important mom in the Bible, and she had a baby, and whenever she was told that she was going to have a baby, the angel Gabriel came to her and said, "Fear not, for you're going to have a baby, and this baby's going to do great things." Now, out of all the moms that were standing out there, how many moms have ever had an angel come to you and say, "Hark, you are going to have a baby, and his name will be called Jesus, and he will have great things happen"? I don't see any hands raised. No hands are raised. But Mary had this baby, and his name was baby Jesus. And she only was able to spend 33 years with Jesus before he died on the cross. And she was actually at the cross whenever he died, because they tell us that in John 19:25 and 27, that Mary was with baby Jesus, or with Jesus when he died on the cross. But she didn't know, whenever Jesus was born, all of the great things that he would do. She knew that he was going to do great things, but she didn't have any idea about all the great things that he was going to do until he died. And she loved him more than anything in the whole wide world. And it's not typical for a mom to have to see their babies or kids die on the cross. But she knew that that was what God's plan was. And there's a lot of good moms out there. We have good grandmothers, good mothers, good aunts that have helped raise us and helped instill good values with us. And like I said, the Bible tells us lots of stories about moms, but these were just two that I wanted to share with you today for Mother's Day. And what I'd like for you to do is I want each one of us to pray. So let's everybody close your eyes and let's think about our moms. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for sharing with us in the Bible great stories about mothers. And dear Lord, I want to pray that you will be with each mother here today, and that you will be with each family here today, and that each one of us will know that it is your commandment that we're to honor our mothers and honor our fathers and show them the respect that you wanted us to. Dear Lord, keep everyone safe today in their travels and throughout this week, and bring them back safely next week. All of these things we ask. Amen.